Our next presenter is Anthony. Anthony is Sales and Marketing Director from Coldstream and is going to be talking to us today about how to connect with your audience through messaging. So please welcome Anthony.
Thank you. Can everybody hear me okay? Lovely. I feel like Britney Spears at the moment. Good morning. Thanks for attending the presentation. I'm Anthony Brown. I'm the Sales and Marketing Director at Coldstream. We are a provider of bespoke, automated text and voice messaging solutions and email solutions for businesses. Today I'm going to be talking about connecting with your audience through messaging, in particular text and voice messaging, and as this is the digital marketing show, specifically marketing messages. I'll be talking about what to consider when setting up your campaign, the reporting you should expect, how to measure the success of your campaigns, and have you indeed connected with your audience or not, and how these then impact on the strategy of future campaigns. But first, why messaging when there are so many different tools out there? A few facts and stats to back this up. All mobiles accept voice and text messages. Doesn't matter where people are, whether they're at home or work, they can be contacted. Networks are improving all the time. Better coverage, faster speeds, more capacity. Messaging doesn't need 3 or 4G. There are 87.5 million mobile subscriptions in the UK at the moment. 94% of adults use or own a mobile, and 95% of messages are opened within 5 minutes of being received. Over 80% of voice messages are answered. And messaging is direct. Other than talking to somebody face-to-face, mobile is the most direct form of communication there is. People have it within arm's reach for more than 15 hours per day. And most importantly, you can personalize your messages to the recipient that you're aiming them at. So what other marketing tools should you consider? It's probably worth mentioning mobile apps as well. 3/4 of apps out there are downloaded less than 1,000 times. Creating and marketing an app is expensive, and maintaining apps and keeping them relevant is often overlooked. Considering these points, many of our customers are using SMS at the moment to promote and launch the download of their applications, then subsequently to notify their customers when to open their apps for special offers and stuff like that. As we all know, many users either don't leave apps open nor enable push notifications when they download. Therefore, SMS and apps can work hand in hand. What should you consider when setting up a text messaging campaign? First of all, ask yourselves these questions. What are you trying to achieve? Do you have a sales target in mind? And what results would you be happy and not happy with? Consider the content of the message, whether it's compelling enough for people to action. How good is your database? Did you buy it? Is it opted-in data? Will you get click-throughs or will you get lots of disgruntled recipients? Who's your target market, and consider your demographic. Are they pensioners or are they Generation Y? Will they respond to text messaging or do they prefer direct mail? Always, always give them the option to opt out, and results from previous campaigns should be analysed to see how they can be improved on and how you can maximise your ROI going forward. What reporting should you expect from your text messaging supplier? Accelerate forward a couple of weeks, your campaign's just been sent. Obviously, you want to measure your return. Say your campaign was 100,000 messages. Were they all sent? If not, why not? How can you tell? Have you been billed for the unsent messages? Messages can be undelivered due to incorrect numbers, recipients being out of reach, and numbers no longer in existence. Knowing this helps cleanse your data going forward and ensures better results for your future campaigns. Do you have a receipt for every single message, or is the supplier telling you it's not possible? You can't measure your results without understanding your costs accurately. Were the messages sent at the time you wanted them to be sent? This slide here with the report shows you the minimum you should expect for every single message. I'm just going to give a brief word on mobile attribution before I move on. Marketing attribution provides an understanding of what combination of events influence individuals to engage in a desired behaviour, typically referred to as a conversion. Each step needs to be measured or quantified. Visibility into what influences your target audience, when and to what extent, allows you to optimize budgets and compare the value of different marketing channels. Understanding the entire conversion path across the marketing mix eliminates the challenge of accurately analysing data from different channels. In terms of mobile, this means don't simply conduct a mobile campaign and leave it at that. People often start a search on a mobile. They can be influenced by print, internet, but then end up buying the product on a tablet or a laptop. If only a small number of people have purchased on a mobile from an SMS campaign, but a lot of people have clicked through from that, don't assume the campaign was unsuccessful. Providing promo codes relevant to the campaign can eliminate some of this uncertainty and enable easier measurement of success. What should you consider when you're setting up your voice message campaign? Voice messaging is used by us widely in sports, entertainment and healthcare. You should make the message punchy and compelling. 30 seconds in length is about ideal. Consider your target demographic. Who are you going to use? Are you going to use a celebrity sports player, TV personality, pop star? Does it need to be interactive? Do you want it to drive people into your sales office, or is it more of an awareness campaign? Do you have enough staff to handle the subsequent calls, and are they all aware the campaign is happening and how those calls should be handled? We run a lot of voice campaigns for Premiership and Championship football clubs, particularly for kit launches, season ticket sales, weekly match promotions. An example recently being our sort of local team, Derby County. They ran a campaign this summer using a voice message from their leading goal scorer. It's generated £13,500 in additional ticket sales for a campaign cost of less than £400. What reporting should you expect from your voice messaging supplier? How are you going to measure results? Will it be the number of people answering the call, or the sales volumes resulting from it? What have you been billed for? How many calls were loaded? How many were completed? And how many went to a landline or mobile, which would dictate your costs? How many calls were answered? Were they answered by a person, an answer machine? Were messages left? And did the person listen to the entire call or drop out part way through? Was your message Ofcom compliant? It's important to ensure you're not harassing your potential customers. Were any of those calls then transferred to a call centre? Or did you have an automated payment line or order taking line involved as well? Were any payments taken? If so, how much? And did you send the message at the right time of the day? Data and information such as this is crucial to measure your results. So what reporting can you get from the content? I'm just going to pause at this point. A question I'm often asked, especially in mobile marketing, is how do you measure what happens after the message has been delivered? Was my campaign successful? This is quite separate from the technical aspect of delivering the message. A decent messaging company should be able to give you all the stats that I've just told you a few minutes ago. But measuring beyond that, you have to be a little bit more creative, and success will ultimately depend on the content of the message you are trying to achieve. Let's start with text only. It's great for gathering customer data and brand awareness, but it has limited tracking functionality. Let's say we're a car manufacturer. In the first image, you ask people to text in for a brochure and capture their contact details, starting the conversation. The second is the same again, but also has a number to call in on. A simple message can include a keyword, a short code, and a promo code, which is critical to campaigns as an incentive to take part, plus a call to action at the end. The two slides are slightly different, but show you what you can do with a simple text message. So a few customer examples and results of text campaigns for you. Interflora carry out regular marketing campaigns with us, the most noticeable being Mother's Day last year. They sent out a TV campaign offering a 12% discount via their website. We were heavily involved because they asked people to text in to a short code that we supplied to receive the discount code. The resulting revenue from that campaign was £1.6 million. They sent out a total of 300,000 texts with the discount code in it and generated 38,000 orders at an average order value of £42. Another client, well-known fashion catalogue company, they message existing customers who purchased within the last 6 months. Recently, they sent 3 campaigns totaling 180,000 messages, promoting a limited time sale, again with a promo code. This generated over 45,000 of additional sales revenue at a cost of less than 10% of that. While I'm talking promo codes, If the promo code isn't unique for the campaign, you're not going to be able to differentiate between sales for that campaign and any others you're doing at the same time, whether those be through TV, print, or email. So, use a unique campaign code, such as SMS20. Just remember not to use that campaign again until you think it's run its course. Or if you do a similar campaign in the future, use a different code. Better still, if you want to personalize for the campaign and the customer, use SMS20AB, which could be for me, Anthony Brown. Enter this code at checkout. You can track exactly who followed up the offer, and it won't matter whether they bought from the mobile you sent it to, the desktop, or in store. Just make sure there's no other campaigns running simultaneously, which might be more attractive to them. So E&M Commerce is making great strides, so providing a URL or website address in the message makes great sense. Copy and paste the long URL in the message. In this example, we're going to use men's swimwear. As you can see, great company appears in the sender ID and the message is clear. However, your URL could be very long and take up considerable space in the message. Remember, you only have 160 characters to play with in a single text. Being able to track your campaign is hugely valuable. Google Analytics or other providers will tell you how many people have clicked on the link and show what device they used. But assuming you already have mobile traffic to your website, it will be difficult to know how many visits came from the campaign unless it was a huge success and the database you sent to was enormous. You could, of course, get into the nitty-gritty of measuring the time of the clicks against the time the campaign was sent, but there are far simpler ways. You could create a unique landing page for the campaign and enter the URL as part of the message content. In this example, great company is offering a Christmas deal on kids' toys, and the website URL suggests as much. The benefits of this approach are visitors to the page will only be from the campaign you've sent out. Makes it very easily trackable in analytics. However, creating a unique landing page can be difficult, can be time consuming, and the URL can be long and take up too many characters. Shortening URLs is incredibly useful in social media and text messaging and saves space. Shorten a URL using a service such as Bitly, TinyURL, Google URL shorteners, or proprietary services. I'm assuming you've all seen these before, but the essence is that a long URL for a normal web page of maybe 40, 50, 60 plus characters can be shortened down to just 15 or so. I'll use Bitly here as an example and Debenhams as a case study. By way of example, we've shortened Debenhams.com and suggested a winter clothing deal. A URL could have been 20 to 30 characters or more or less. As you can see, the same short URL has been used for 4 years already. You can see the spikes in traffic. And if you use the same URL many times, you could end up in the same situation of not being able to differentiate between multiple campaigns over that time period. The benefits of URL shortening are it's free, it saves space in the message, and it's trackable in Bitly stats. However, using the most basic of Bitly services, i.e. copying and pasting the long URL, once you've shortened it, if you copy and paste the same one into Bitly again, the shortened URL will be exactly the same. Therefore, if you want to use that URL in a number of campaigns, it will be difficult to determine the success of the individuals. Using the most basic of Bitly's services, stats are only available via Bitly's analytics. For many people, this can be sufficient, but not for others. To avoid mixing your campaign in with everyone else using the same shortened URL, you can customize your Bitly link, making it unique for that campaign alone. In this example, I've used bikes. The original web page is actually from our website, but the new URL includes /racebike. The benefits of customized URL shortening are that, again, it's free, it saves space in the message, and is trackable in Bitly stats. You can shorten the same landing page or long URL as many times as you wish, each with a unique custom code for that campaign. Beware though, stats are only available through Bitly. Finding a unique random customization can be tricky, and finding a unique customization relevant to that campaign can be even trickier. If you're having trouble and you really want customized URLs for your campaigns, there is a Bitly Enterprise Edition, but it is expensive, starting at about $1,000 a month. But you could have URLs customized to your business. Coke, for instance, has cokeurl.com. Lastly, for those wanting to measure click-throughs in Google Analytics, the best way to achieve this is with UTM URLs combined with shortened URLs. If you want to know what a UTM campaign is, then come and see us later. We're on stand E50. But the gist is that you can create a new long URL specifically for your campaign, still retaining its original structure, but adding other parameters onto the end specifically for the campaign you're creating. The UTM URL on the screen is our homepage. It still retains the coldstream.co.uk address, but now includes campaign data on the source, the digital marketing show, the medium, which is the presentation, and the name of the campaign, in this case, example. You can see the different URLs here. The first time our homepage URL was saved with Bitly was 2 years ago and created the tag that you can see on the screen, the XDN NHP. But creating this new UTM campaign and adding it into Bitly created a new URL shown here, just in the same way a customized Bitly does. However, the beauty is that you can now measure this campaign in analytics. So, the resulting benefits are, it's free. The campaign can be tracked in analytics. You can use the same landing page as often as you wish. The new UTM long URL is completely new and created specifically for that campaign. They can be shortened in Bitly and the URL will be unique. There's no need to create a unique landing page and they can be created in minutes. So, did you connect? This is the ultimate measure of your success. Did they do what you wanted them to do? Was your promo code only used in a mobile device or among other devices as well? What is important to restate is that if the content of the message is compelling enough and it's personalized to the recipient as much as possible, then the results will always be great. Thank you very much. We are exhibiting over on stand E50 all day today and tomorrow as well. Robin Eyre, who sat at the front here, is our marketing manager who created a lot of this content here. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to come and see us over on the stand. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. And we have actually finished up a little early, so if anybody has any questions now, would you be happy to take any?
Yeah.
Any questions? Okay, well, thank you once again, Anthony. Thank you.